Time for American troops to come home.
We will start the withdrawal of NATO Rescue Support Mission forces by May 1st.
After 13 years of fighting and 7 more of support operations, the war that defined a generation is closed down. Afghanistan's troubles, though, are far from over. 1,800 civilians have been killed or wounded already this year. That toll almost 30% higher than this time 12 months ago. But Joe Biden has concluded US, British and other NATO forces have finished the job which began with 9/11.
We were attacked. We went to war with clear goals. We achieved those objectives. Bin Laden is dead, and Al-Qaeda is degraded in Iraq and Afghanistan. And it's time to end the forever war.
Afghanistan's own armed forces have been in charge of their country's security and the fight against the Taliban for more than 6 years now. That is a legacy of what Britain and America fought for in Afghanistan. But even the US Director of National Intelligence has warned it's a legacy which could fall without the support of the coalition.
Over the bridge.
As yet, there is no timeline for exactly when the 750 UK troops currently in Afghanistan will be home, but the US President's decision makes it effectively impossible for them to stay.
The NATO presence is about 7,000 troops. Americans constitute just under half of that. They provide quite a lot of the critical assets, the special forces, the air support for the Afghan army. It'd be hard to see NATO remaining in Afghanistan in their current form without the American components.
In a statement, the Defence Secretary Ben Wallace said, "The British public and our armed forces community, both serving and veterans, will have lasting memories of our time in Afghanistan. Most importantly," he says, "we must remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, who will never be forgotten." But he also points to possible further sacrifices ahead, saying, "As we draw down, the security of our people currently serving in Afghanistan remains our priority, and we have been clear that attacks on Allied troops will be met with a forceful response." His words were echoed by his US counterpart.
Now, I know a thing or two about executing a drawdown. It is incredibly hard work, even in the best of circumstances. But I am confident that our troops and our leaders will accomplish this new mission with the same skill and the same professionalism with which they have done everything else in Afghanistan.
Less than 24 hours after the withdrawal announcement, the US Secretary of State arrived in Kabul.
I'm here to demonstrate our ongoing commitment.
The promise is that there will still be financial and practical assistance from the coalition that is withdrawing its military support.
Decision about the moving to the next phase, into the next chapter, we respect that, but at the same time, thank you for your continued commitment.
After announcing the withdrawal, President Biden visited Arlington National Cemetery to reflect on the sacrifices that have been made over the last 20 years in Afghanistan.
For the past 12 years, ever since I became vice president, I've carried with me a card that reminds me of the exact number of American troops killed in Iraq and Afghanistan. Every one of those dead are sacred human beings who left behind entire families. As of today, there are 2,488 U.S. troops and personnel who have died in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Freedom's Sentinel, our Afghanistan conflicts. 20,722 have been wounded. The grief is raw. It's a visceral reminder of the living cost of war.
For America, Britain and their allies, that cost has already been paid. What it delivers will now be in the hands of Afghans alone. James Hurst, Forces News.